Yeah, if I ever won the lottery or someone decided to give me a whole bunch of money, I'd buy this Guernsey General Store back up. I'd fix it all back up like it was back when my friend Chris lived here. And I'd fix this barn all back up. And I'd see if there was some kind of way I could get around the EPA and even put the gas pumps back in. I don't know if they'd be workable. I would just do it for my own enjoyment, something to do. But I know that's never going to happen. So, yeah, that's where I got my band, rock band start out. That is, it's where we started out. We used to play Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, stuff like that. The Ramones even. We broke into doing some punk and all kind of stuff. Oh man, those were the days. Those were the days. Guernsey County was named after a place called the Isle of Guernsey in the English Channel between France and England. It was named that because the people who first moved here were from there. They were immigrants. And a lot of their families are still around to this day in this area. Not much here in the little town of Guernsey. Most of them are around Cambridge. The ones that stayed in the area are around Cambridge, which we'll show you next. Welcome to the county seat of Guernsey County. This is Cambridge, Ohio. It was named by a guy named Ebenezer Zane back in 1801. His job, he was paid to blaze a trail from the colonies to Kentucky. And this was a stop along that route. Back in the old days, my grandpa used to live in this town most of his younger years, and there used to be a whistle that would blow to get him up in time to go to work. He would take the trolley to Lower City, and I don't know how well the camera shows it, but Cambridge is built on hills. You got to go up and down hills to go through the main part of Cambridge. And my grandpa used to have to jump out of the trolley and help to push it up and down the hills on his way to and from work. All the guys would jump out, leave the kids and women in, and push the trolley up the hills. It's just something you did. Back in my heyday, I used to have a guitar technician. His name was Dick Pavlo, and he owned most of the storefronts down through this part of Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge. And his main shop was over that way. It's gone now. Dick passed away a few years ago, and I had to learn how to work on my own guitars. I did learn. It took me a while, but I did it. Because I used to not trust anybody to touch my guitars as far as working on them. Not even myself back in those days. Right across the street there, that was Dick Pavlo's music studio. Yeah, this is Theo's Family Restaurant. It's a really good place to eat. And I've been there a few times myself. Pretty awesome. There's all kinds of things to do in Cambridge. Here's the Performing Arts Center, bookstores, coffee shops, everything you can imagine is here in Cambridge. It's not near as big as Marietta, but it's still a nice town. I lived here for 6 years. I'm going to take you back through my little neighborhood where I lived for 6 years here in Cambridge. And that house right there on the left side of a duplex. Had a neighbor with the same name, Keith. Lived in that house right there. And we were both electronics whizzes back in those days. Used to be a house right here, right beside mine. I mean, it was inches away from the wall of my house. And where this house sits, this house and this house, these are two new houses, newer. Anyway, there was a big explosion, a gas explosion, and it just completely demolished just the house. There was almost nothing left of it. I mean, just little pieces laying around, and the houses around it got damaged too. And that's why there's two houses there instead of one, because the house right next to it got damaged pretty bad too. There was a guy in it, got killed, and there was a girl in it. She's okay. She was upstairs and the explosion happened in the basement. I do not have any clue how she got out of that alive. In Guernsey County, a few people came from that you might know. For instance, John Glenn, who was an astronaut, and he was a pilot, and he was the first American to orbit the Earth. He was the third American in space. He was born in Cambridge. Then there was William Boyd, who was a famous actor back in the day, and a guy named Milton Barnes, who was a politician. But then I don't know how many of you people would even remember Hopalong Cassidy. Hopalong Cassidy was also from Guernsey County. And Esmeralda from, you remember that show Bewitched? Remember Esmeralda? She was from here too. Now we've kind of showed you a few miles north of where I live right now and a few miles south of where I live right now. And I had to show you those two places in order to explain how my town came to be. You'll see that on the next episode. So stick around. Thanks for watching. You don't want to miss any of this now. And let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but mainly, thank you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really enjoy your company. We'll see you all next Tuesday.